Thursday was Donald Trump's 100th day in office, and he celebrated the only way he knows how, by getting together with the boys. Last night, the big party was at Channel 372 on your cable service, News Nation.
We've just gotten started. You haven't even seen anything yet.
Out with your out, huh? Which is actually how most of those people got fired from their previous jobs. So, this was an event where Donald Trump phoned in, probably from the bathroom, and a bunch of people got to ask questions, including Stephen A. Smith. And there's a thing I've noticed that happens at parties where there's only one black guy, which is that no matter what he's talking about, a certain type of white person tries to steer the conversation into an awkward direction.
Mr. President, thank you for your time. It's interesting that you brought up Harvard, because when people think about Harvard, what they're basically talking about is they're asking, what do you say to those who view your actions as an attack on academic freedom rather than a defense of fairness? What do you say to that?
Well, I say this. We had riots in Harlem, in Harlem.
Amazing. Amazing. Trump heard a black man say Harvard, and he thought he must have meant Harlem. What a beautiful mix of racism and dementia. It sounded like you asked about Social Security, but I'm going to assume you really asked about Soul Plane. No, not a great start, but maybe Donald Trump, maybe he can save it.
We had riots in Harlem, in Harlem, and frankly, if you look at what's gone on, and people from Harlem went up and they protested, Stephen, and they protested very strongly against Harvard.
No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. What is he talking about exactly? There were no riots in Harlem. They definitely didn't go from the non-riots to protest Harvard, and none of that had anything to do with Stephen A.'s question about academic freedom. It's almost like he's talking about black stuff because Stephen A. Smith is black.
You know, I got a very high black vote. You know that. Very, very high black vote.
I'm starting to think that maybe Trump shouldn't be choosing the curriculum for the smartest college in the world. The answer was so dumbfounding that Stephen A., who is a professional interrupter, was left speechless for the first time in his life. By the way, this is not even the weirdest Stephen A. Smith moment from this week, because apparently the guy had a cameo on General Hospital a few days ago, and here's really the only moment you need to see.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm going to need to see some ID.
Of course.
God damn. Is that what happens when you don't have your ID? Man, things sure have changed. Now, we used to clap for nurses every day, and now we quick draw them with a silencer. I had no idea that Stephen A. Smith even acted in soap operas, but now I can't wait to tune in next week to find out if he has an evil twin, Stephen B. Smith. I guess I got to start watching General Hospital, or as Trump calls it, General Harlem.